All right. Hold on, I need to turn off
Yeah,
something.
a chakrams a dagger.
It's dagger adjacent. All right. So, welcome to Granblue Radio. This is 411. Uh, what did we what did we get? Well, we got the long awaited Carmelina 5-star is what we got. And this is one of the simplest ones they've done in a while. Like she does have a unique buff that goes up, but also it's like pretty simple and anyway. So we did it. We made it to all of the 6 starter SSRs having a 5-star, and given that Carmelina is the most recent of them with the nature of how they design things, she's far and away the best of them now. Um, let's see. Let's start with the rebalance, shall we, DJ?
Yeah.
So the rebalance was that she hold on, it's the 26th that it happened.
All right.
So
So War Hoop used to only be one hit to all foes, and do 15% defense down on a single side,
mhm.
and also it's 85% base accuracy. So it sucked like way later down the line. Actually,
Mhm.
not even that way later.
Yeah.
Now that it's 25.
And also, it's 10 hits. They've just casually multiplied the hit number by 10.
Yeah. I mean, it's a hoop. I
Yeah.
guess you hit it multiple times.
You spin the hoop, I guess. You throw the chakram. All right. The next thing they did is they added charm to kaleidoscope. It's like, yeah, okay.
Local charm for 3.
Yeah.
So makes sense, you know. She works on stage.
Yeah. And shout outs to the glow up on the icon. I actually like the colors on it, given that it's a kaleidoscope. It doesn't use
Yeah,
a
animation's
generic.
changed as well.
Yeah. They didn't touch all sensation in the rebalance,
They
but
didn't need to.
yeah, that was basically her best skill. Uh,
Yeah, unfortunately, it still also activates after her debuffs.
mhm. All right, so they gave her a new universal star. So this is the new thing that they've built it around. Any turn where Carmelina does not take damage, so we've seen this in things like say Tefnut and a whole bunch of other characters like that. Tefnut's just the most recent and powerful version. She gets an acrobatics level up to max 3, and based on how much acrobatics she has, it's attack up, defense up, multi attack, skill specs, and dodge.
So the numbers at 3 stacks is 30% perpetuity attack, because it better be perpetuity. 60% defense, 60% DA, 30% TA, 30% skill damage, 15% skill damage cap, and 30% dodge rate. That's pretty good.
It is pretty good. Um, and
It's a higher DATA than before, because TA did not exist on the old skill,
ooh,
and it required her to have mirror image up.
that sure is an old design they had. uh,
You say old design, that's a second design.
yep. Oh man, remember when she was just what was it, a 10-second or 20-second gravity that was actively bad for the raid?
It
Woo!
was really bad.
Anyway, sorry.
And it overrode normal gravity because it was technically stronger for whatever reason.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, so the new thing is that and pose also affects her charge bar gain, so she's expected to CA more often now, based on the number of foes debuffs.
Yep, so charge bar gain goes up to 20%. Pretty good.
Yeah. All right. Now we go into the things that update with her 5-star. So number one, hey, her CA end cooldown for damage skills.
Good
Oh,
thing she
okay.
has two,
Yeah.
and one of it's 10 times now.
Yep. Um, The next thing is Kaleidoscope Plus Plus, which has a new kaleidoscope effect. And for 5 turns, uh, well, a 5 turn cooldown with a 3 turn duration, it has accuracy down, which is quite powerful.
Attack and accuracy down.
Yeah. And so that'll be, one of the ways that you're expected to get her acrobatic levels against bosses that aren't affected by full party mirror image, which, a lot of late game bosses are, because otherwise Wind would be incredibly invincible.
I think they're creating Invincible in a different way, and his name is Harp Man.
Yeah, we'll get to that after this. Um, the other thing that they get with the Uncap skill level up stuff, 4 hits of wind damage on L sensation. Sure, right. It activates twice when she has 5 or more debuffs on an enemy. So the stacking on the debuff resistance down, the stacking on the special attack damage down goes up faster. Um, this is actually kind of a benefit for it going last in her order,
It's just
essentially.
weird that debuff resistance is the last thing you're heading.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, and also the SA down is pretty good, stackable,
yeah.
15%.
And then, once again, because every time she CAs, she just gets to press this again, then, she gets 14 hits of skill damage after every one of her CAs, which is pretty strong.
18. Remember, it activates twice
Oh, yep, you're right.
because she by herself does more than five.
hmm All right, so here's One and Only Acrobat. One and Only Acrobat is a 5-turn buff on a 7-turn cooldown. Uh,
Really good numbers
yeah,
there.
2 effects are only 1 turn, quote unquote only. So there's a one-time dodge wall and a sharp boost to hostility. So
It's full hostility.
yeah, for that turn, all targetable attacks swing at her and miss, which will guaranteed give her an acrobatics level.
Side note, if it's white damage, it will go through because it's white damage.
Yep. Um, the other thing is that the 5-turn buff part, every turn she sucks out a diamond and
If
give.
she takes no damage.
Mhm. So the first turn is nearly guaranteed with that little asterisk that you carved out. Um, and everyone gets charge bar. So
If it successfully drains.
yeah, but this is a very simple and very strong loop, right? Where it's like, she the first turn she dodges everything. Uh, the enemy, does something that gives it a dot, and then she sucks it out. And then from there, she probably CAs and starts the whole thing over again. Um,
And ironically, if you are able to not play Meta Diver, but you're able to fill up your opponent's charge bar,
mhm,
she works with Vampy because it drains.
mhm,
However, if you're playing Mana Diver, Vampy's already at 3 by herself with
right,
Mana Diver.
right. But there's these days there are non-mana diver classes that are in the game, so um, there are
Yeah, but you
relatively
but you
compelling
you you
reasons.
filled up 3 somehow. What?
Yeah, yeah, fair. But yeah, I mean, this is just simple and strong. Like um, I've seen her just beating the crap out of Bennu, out of like Ig a little bit, because
She has
Yggdrasil level
debuffs.
3, had the ability to land debuffs more reliably, is good against late version at late fight Ig. Like there's there's not much to talk about here in terms of like, they did the character justice.
She has better multi attack than Ami.
Mm-hmm.
AKA, she has multi attack unlike Ami.
Yeah,
It's really suppressing bringing Ami to Yig, and then you see her just single attack every turn.
it's pretty tough. I admit it. But yeah, this character actually coming out of the back line, even, it's a not embarrassing thing to come out of the back line and just tank for a turn and just have one more guaranteed turn of nothing happening to your team.
I see. The last time she got a balance update, by the way, was
Mm-hmm.
2020.
Woo! And that was when they gave her like the little mirror image niche where she was pretty strong in her first outing. What was it? It was that like Vohu? I can't remember if it was Petra's coming out party for Vohu.
I mean, Petra's update was 2022.
Okay. Well, anyway, it's pretty cool stuff. Very good for beginners and scales well into the late game. Like,
Yep.
nothing to complain about here.
and not reliant on containing mirror image.
Mm-hmm. All right. So the other thing that we've gotten, we mentioned this. So there's a new class now, the one that we were promised in concept art form, and
I'm sad it's not Fist.
I'm sad it's not Gun, but we make do with what we have. So this is the update to Elysian. So when we have Mariachi, when we look at Mariachi, we're not just looking at Mariachi's new skills, but we're looking at the entire Elysian package because the Elysian package also gets a huge update with this. So um, we begin with the Mariachi things, the supports. So Mariachi dual wields harps. The animation has one being held in the hands and one being worn on the back. And when the MC has two same element harps in hand, so this is going to come up later, then
Ox
all
weapons.
yeah, then all allies are now harp specialty. And then the rest of this is based on actions taken by the whole team as well. So,
And there's also a lot of things with Faded Chain.
yeah. So, the resource that you build with the Heavenly Harmony here, there's three different kinds of notes. One comes from triple attacking, one comes from red or blue skills, and one comes from green or yellow skills. Uh,
Okay, so
and they,
Passionate Note is the one for triple attacks.
mm-hmm,
And these all trigger off of using what's it called?
faded chain.
Faded Chain, yeah. And so let's see here. The triple attack one, if you consume seven of your stacks,
Mm-hmm,
elemental damage effect to all allies, two hit flurry.
mm-hmm.
Pretty good.
Yes. So that one, you turn your faded chain into hit count. Cool.
It's also for 2 turns, by the way, for this two hit flurry.
Whew. That's spicy.
Hopeful note, the which one was that one? The damage or debuff skill one.
Mm-hmm.
It boosts your faded chain damage by 200%, so it does 4.5 million.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good number. And extends your chain by 2 turns, but usually you eat them all up.
Yeah. Especially if you're using characters who, get skill damage after their stuff because
Well,
it
not even
most
that. You two hit flurry with Chaser.
yeah. All right. And then the last one, the yellow or green skill is a heal.
3K, but
Ar-
that's actually pretty good.
yeah, I mean it's tacked onto something that you were doing anyway, right? Um then there's what is this also 2 turns for armor?
Probably the wiki does not tell me, but it's probably
Okay.
2 turns. I didn't check out when I'm full autoing.
Yeah, that's fair. Dispel cancel, two turn cut to debuff. And so, once again, like rewarding you for things that you were already doing and encouraged to do. So
Yeah,
that
the 20% armor helps you a lot with staying alive. These spell cancels just really nice in general.
mhm. All right. And then the last thing before we go into all of the EMP stuff that we're going to talk about. So, empezar a tocar. Begin a performance to gain sombrero. So, what does sombrero do? So, it's 5 out of 7 turns. You get 20% faded chain. So, by the end of sombrero, you are guaranteed to have a full faded chain. Before your MC attacks, you eat 30% meter, and then everybody in your squad gets attack, defense, and multi attack, along with amplified normal attack damage.
30% perpetuity, 50% defense, 50% DA, 30% TA, 10% amp, and the 20% fade chain bar also makes up for the fact that you're never seeing with this during sombrero.
Right. Now, from there, so it's like, all right, you're probably supporting your team, you're, doing a lot of like normal attacking with this. Let's go into the skills. So, the skills of note in here. So the
Oh,
new
you
one.
also forgot
What's
that
up?
the third La Bamba uh, reduces the cooldown of this of
Oh,
and Fasar
True.
by one.
So in the absolute like you are not doing anything other than normal attacking case, and this is up 5, down 1, essentially.
And if you are CAing, you are still actually probably infinite.
Yeah. If you're seeing with like the other characters, which is, something that often happens. All right, into the skills. So, um, the new ones. So there's Despierta mi bien. Happy birthday to whoever recognizes those words. Anyway, so this is a 3-turn uptime, 3-turn cooldown, revitalize with boost to healing specs and dodge, stackable.
Stacks up to 30% for all three of these.
hmm So among other things that make this great, 100% uptime. As a mariachi, you're getting dispel cancel pretty often, especially since once again, hitting a green skill every 3 turns does a lot of beneficial things in high difficulty V2 content. There's things that care about button count, there's things that care about like there's this gets the green apple off of you on a very low cooldown. This it stacks up your healing and buff note, etc., etc. So this is very solid to start. Um, the next one you have is let's see, I believe it's Pizzicato. So this one's a relatively simple one. It's a single hit nuke, debuff resistance down, and it raises tune while
And
you're.
it auto activates while you're in Sombrero, so you get two debuffs guaranteed.
Yep,
One of
and
them can't miss.
tune, yeah. And so that's a 7-turn cooldown with
And a zero turn cooldown.
yeah, with the little asterisk that it just happens every turn as long as you're auto attacking, aka Sombrero is up and you're maintaining Sombrero. And then the last one for specifically um, Mariachi is Ultimate Ensemble here. So it's a
The 15 turn can't cheat.
build um, 3 resources by Fated Chaining. So after 3 Fated Chaining, you get one of 2 ultimates.
And they're really good. And they're recastable too.
Yeah. So, Ensemble of Heroes. Everybody else gets instant CA standby, CA reactivate, boost to CA specs. This is the six. Everybody else has 6 CAs, and we go nuts. All right. It's like, okay, that's
The
pretty
the
cool.
funnier thing of that is it
hmm
is one turn, not one time
Yeah.
on the CA specs.
hmm Ensemble of Warriors, meanwhile, is the other one which says everyone double strikes once and with the assassin boost, and it guarantees their triple attack.
Which you also probably at this point I had Fade Chain, and so you're with that double strike. You're also Chaser and yeah, Flurry.
Yeah, like day one, people brought this class into uh, Lucy Zero, and they saved this for like the sub 20%. He hit attack and he gained 4 million honors. I'm like, okay, good job, team.
I mean, it's not, the only apple that you don't have to worry about with apples because you can cover literally every apple with this class.
hmm so the making everybody a harp class thing does affect a few of the older skills as well. It was mostly oratorio here, which uh, is a 4 out of 6 boost to multi attack with chaser. So it
Yeah,
is
20% chaser, 4 turns, pretty good.
yeah. Um, it's up against really hard competition, but
Yeah, like the other skills that we just talked about.
yeah. But Ultimate Ensemble is not a full auto thing. It's a full high difficulty thing. Despierta Mi Bien also doesn't really do anything on full auto, so you know,
And also this class is V2 build
yeah,
like super. You
yeah.
need a phase chain in order to do like the other half of this kit.
hmm And so it's not the worst thing to be packing pizzicato and oratorio, for example, and just whack things with your merry band of mariachis. Uh, Other things that make things really funny when you turn everybody into harp. Let's see here. So
Earth Harp.
yeah, I was looking at wind harp with good old Ariete here. Ariete has been uh, getting pulled out a little more because of this, because bonus wind damage effect to all harp specialty wind allies. It's like, oh, hmm, okay, I'll take that. Um,
That's cool and all. That only affects wind, and wind has no problem with harps to begin with.
Fair enough, but it's still funny to see because it's like, yes, my definitely harp character, Narmea. Anyway, so this is a really cool class.
All right,
It's
now we have to ask the better question:
who gets to
accessibility
do
of
this?
harps.
All right. So we've talked about this before sometimes, where it's like with when Boogeyman came out, for example, it's like, all right, so what elements have a decent bow or gun to actually wield in your main hand? Like, light got its pretty late in the cycle when you got the um, celestial bow, for example. So fire's never been in trouble with a main hand because of Draconic. However, now that you
We
need a
need a second
second one,
harp.
uh, uh,
I have a list. I have put up a list that someone put of really strong to
yeah. So let me put that up here. Let me put it in the
It
chat
also
as
counts
well.
availability of these harps too.
All right. So
Fire actually has a really hard time with harps.
yeah. So fire, we have the Draconic, and then it's like the Lyre Wings from Rise of the Beast is very
Oh,
accessible.
cool. Yeah, let me just burn my health real quick.
I mean, that part isn't really that big of a deal, honestly. It's the
Yeah, but
part where
also the
it's just not.
multipliers suck.
It's a very old weapon.
Yeah,
Then
because the multipliers suck.
yeah, you've got the World Harp for fire, which only is for katana and gun. So it's like
The problem with world weapons is that you should be always aiming towards your main character.
hmm
And this does not aim towards your main character because you only have harp.
yeah, like fire gun characters suddenly becoming harps. Like well, you do use this, but it's not on mariachi teams. You use it in teams where you're like, bandit tycoon slash street kinging with TN, for example. Um, but yeah, so that's not on the table. So after that, it's like, well, this isn't very accessible, but here's Mugen's harp, which is also good, but not easy or
You have
guaranteed
to
or anything.
roll Mugen. And I like the next one on this list is even harder.
Christmas Whamdis. Like after that, you're getting pretty thin. Like you're scraping because it's like if you're just looking at fire harp in general, uh, you're probably gonna end up just like turning your uh whatchamacallit harp into your ultima harp into fire, or for example, like it's what we used to do with ultima axe when we were desperate for Viking offhand. Is like ultima axe offhand because it's
Yeah,
easy to.
I definitely destroyed one of my weapons and made a harp, but I made a
Mhm.
dark because reasons.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like Whamdis Santa is glory and majesty. It's like okay, sure, but then
Yeah, very glorious of your MC
yeah,
that's not CAing.
yep. Well, it's you're supporting everybody else's CAs quite well, so
Yeah, but you support their normal attacks way better.
yeah. But yeah, the rest of this is pretty thin after you get past the grand weapon. So um, there's a lot of hope being looked at for Exo Ifrit with the rerun and the second Exo weapon coming.
Yeah, that one I hope for a harp.
Yeah, because the dagger sure is good. Like that thing is still very good. Like
All right,
our
we should
boy.
go the next weapon. Water is actually pretty easy.
Yeah, so we go over to water harps. The main hand is gonna be Dante probably.
That is just really good.
Dante is just very solid. Although, once again, it is mostly in effect on CA. Actually, no,
Yeah, it has an effect on when
it
you
has
get
effect.
CA'd.
Yeah, sorry, it's the effect when the enemy gets CA is a CA. I forgot about that part with the frost cage. But yeah, so it's like water's been using this very happily for years, so that one's fine. After that,
You have availability, easy availability in
the tier,
Magna.
yeah, with the Europa harp here, and it's a non-embarrassing grid piece. After that, you get there's things like once again Ophelia for hard content with the hit points, and healing. You've got things like uh, what is what is the Kupitan one again? It's crit
The Rainbow
and
Liar.
attack, crit attack and skill damage cap. Okay, that's a little embarrassing.
Yeah, you really had really hard time getting crit in your two Tai Saibos.
Yeah, here's the plushie pal. The plushie pal also has seen use in various eras of Granblue Fantasy, so not embarrassing, but also not easy to get. But at least you've got two very solid harps that you can just put in there very easily,
Yeah,
and then um,
Earth is the super easiest one,
yeah, Earth is incredibly easy because you got your Opus, which people will main hand on the drop of a hat anyway.
and then you also have the World Harp,
Yeah, the World Harp, the
which
one
affects
that
harps.
yeah. Where is that World Harp? Why can't I find it off the top of my head here? Oh, right, because it doesn't look
It's
like a harp. It's a bowl. That's why.
it looks like a helmet.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, the boost everybody who is harp specialty skill damage. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, with you auto casting skills.
yeah. It's been handed to you for that one. Wind also has a good time.
Yeah, because you have the celestial weapon.
hmm So here's the celestial harp here, which once again, it's like, hey, everybody's a harp class. Great. Now they get the full boost from this thing.
I actually like the normal harp that we use, the oval,
The Dardeblau.
the Blau.
Yeah. Um.
It's just
Yeah.
good overall.
Yep. And then you have like easy backups. Like the game just hands you last storm harps. You know. So um.
Yeah, if you want to go that route, it's super easy. It's actually on next on that list.
Yeah. There's also the tuba. Where once you've made Katsulia, you have this, and it's not necessarily the greatest of them. The part where you
I
take
don't know,
damage.
changing your defense to attack kind of sucks.
Yeah. All right.
Uh,
So that's wind. Light has things to do, but uh like so some of them are very outdated. So things like the Harp of Everlore. Most of the time, you'll want to phase that out these days. Uh,
yeah, but beggars can't be choosers.
yeah. You've got the Militus harp is
My CAs.
yeah. The rest of my team's CAs, I guess. Um, the
You rather just use Harmonia.
Yeah, if you have it, Harmonia or what's the name of the Cosmos one? Diatesia, which once again is a CA focused one, so that's lower on the priority list.
Rene is really good because skill damage.
Yeah, that's true. All right, and then Dark also has a very easy time of
It has two ways farmable.
yeah. So if you're just doing Agastya, then we have the Forsaken Agastya, which is very solid. Like
It's a really good weapon.
yeah,
Like even if you get to the part where you actually CA, the CA is really good.
hmm and then Zechariah, which we've had around for forever, and you know, also just very solid stamina
Yeah,
ages.
stamina is really good.
Yeah. What? And then after that, your offerings drop off, but they're still very easy to get. Like the Keelan harp from Rise of the Beasts is easy enough to get.
Yeah,
Um,
but unlike light, we listed two that are farmable, and you can have more than one in your grid.
yeah. So
And you don't care about your CAs like 90% of the time.
so yeah, looking forward, basically fire is the one that is the most in need of a second harp that you can get. Uh, water, I would like a better one, but I'm not going to complain. And then, I'm hoping for a better light harp at some point as well.
You know what I'm hoping for?
What's that?
More than just wind and now light that has tuning.
Yeah, fair enough.
We now have it super accessible. Please give this to me.
Does Fire Bale do tune, or is it only Earth Bale who
No,
does
why
it?
would
Neither of them. Okay,
he's hype, I think.
okay, he's hype type. Because Earth Bale does tuning. Fire Bale, yeah, does not. He's hype.
Yeah, but you could tune. I don't know. You could tune, but you don't do anything with the tune.
Right.
Like literally only wind and light have passives that deal with tune.
Hmm. Yeah. All right, but that's it for this week. I mean, the we get to experiment with Mariachi over a bunch of different like
Yeah,
situations and have fun with that. So
yeah, unfortunately, I can't use this in United Fight as fun as it would be. Most of its kits locked out,
yeah, unite. But then again, unite and fight. We're gonna go back to Boogeyman probably. So doesn't need
probably.
to like. This is
Or I could make everybody a harp class.
Let's go. We're getting the band back together, everybody. Yeah, but so next week, we'll have choreograph for June. We'll have um, new characters, of course, and then we'll be right on the edge of Exo Ifrit. But until then, we're good.
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about its mastery skill.
Oh, the which mastery skill? The 3% hit points. That one?
Yeah,
Or
that was really good.
yeah, fair enough. 3% hit points is nothing to sneeze at, especially since your MC is already super mega loaded on HP compared to everybody else. It's like 40% extra or something.
It's so much.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Oh man. So I got the approval from AX to run the Granblue Fantasy Cosplay Gathering. So for the next few weeks, I will once again be doing the old tradition of putting up little things saying, "Hey, we have a gathering going. Come by. We'll have giveaways. We'll probably,
We'll accept anything related to Granblue.
yeah. I mean, every year my friend, our friend, it's like I was gonna say my friend's like you're friends with Casey too. Casey's a friend to everybody. Just comes by. It's like since I'm dressed as Gold Chip, I can show up to nearly anything Psy Games and it is appropriate. Thanks,
Thanks,
KMR.
Culture, for winning against KMR.
uh,
Oh, but what if we need Casey to be Golshius?
Golcilius. Put
Yeah,
Casey in a toga. Oh
yeah,
man, that would
it'd be
be good.
perfect.
It would be perfect. But yeah, so
I mean,
we're
there's that one year we were both Joker.
yeah, it was a good year. Oh man, I'm trying to convince people to come to Granblue Fantasy Fest with me as Mariachi. It's gotta be a hard sell, DJ.
I'll go. I just need find myself a sombrero.
A really comically large sombrero.